Tuesday the 16th, we have an AMRAP, 15 to 20 minutes. So you're gonna pick how many minutes you do. AMRAP stands for as many reps or as many rounds as possible. So the point of this type of workout is you're just gonna repeat those 4 exercises back to back to back to back over and over and over and over until your timer goes off. So it's not about rounds as much as it is about how much you're gonna get done in that time frame, okay? So if you were to do, say, 4 or 5 rounds in a normal workout structure, that might take you 20 minutes. With the AMRAP style, you might be able to get 8, 9, or 10 rounds done with that 20 minutes because you're not stopping, you're not treating it like rounds where you do, your couple exercises, then take a rest, couple exercises, take a rest. You're just continuously working, okay? That is the point of the AMRAP. If you are interested to know how much you get done, you're going to tally every time you finish the 4. You're not gonna take a break, but you're gonna stop and just do a quick tally as you go so then you can add it up at the end. So we have single thrusters, alternating single thrusters, traveling swings, alternating reverse lunge with a curl, and hip touches. Okay, so I'm just going to give a description of, or show the exercises, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about the structure in case you've never done an AMRAP before. Single thruster, alternating single thrusters. Traveling swings. I guess I'll do it with these. I need to. Alternating reverse lunge with a curl. And hip touches. Okay, so just quickly again about the structure. You're gonna set a timer for the amount of minutes you wanna work, okay? So you can watch the clock if you want. You can set like your basic stopwatch timer or whatever you wanna call it for the amount of minutes you want. So what you're gonna do is the 4 exercises without breaks. So essentially, you would do this entire, say you pick 20 minutes without really resting. So when I do this, I just go until I really can't anymore, which could be 4, 5, 6 cycles, depending on what the exercises are, before I take a little breather. And then I'm gonna start again. So I'm not planning my rest, I'm just working as much as I can without needing rest. Or if you're good at pacing yourself, you're gonna pace yourself where you're working hard, but you're doing everything with good breathing, and you're kind of taking your time to where you don't even actually have to rest. So that's kind of the point. You're trying to get as much as you can done in the time frame. So again, if you want to figure out how much you got done, you're going to tally every time you finish the 4, and then say you have 30 seconds left. You're not going to stop because you're not going to get it done in 30 seconds. You're going to do what you can in those 30 seconds. So you might get your thrusters done and then you don't get anything else done. So if you got 10 tally marks and then you got 12 thrusters and then you didn't get the rest because you only had 30 seconds, what you're going to do is 10 times the number of reps, which is 12 for all of them. So that means you did 120, 120, 120, and 120, and you're gonna add on the extra 12 to your thrusters because you got to do those extra 12. So that's how you find out how many reps you got done in your time frame. So most likely, you're going to get way more reps done in an AMRAP than you would in a regular rounds workout, and they're typically not as long. A lot of times, depending on how much you rest, if you're looking at your phone, if you have kids, you're doing other things, it might take you 30 minutes to do a workout that should only take you 15 minutes. So when you're doing this style and you're just working the entire time, you get a lot done. That is the point of these, okay? Now, alternating single thrusters. So a thruster is a squat and press. That's your thruster. So this time we're just doing alternating presses. So you're gonna squat, press, then switch, and just count up to 12, okay? So you're doing each side 6 times. If you need to sit, you can do, what do I have on me? I have the weirdest movement. Okay, you can either do tap and go, which will look like this, or you can do full sit, stand and press. Full sit, stand and press, okay? With your thrusters, you just wanna make sure that when you come down, that you're not way bent forward because you are holding the weight in front of your body. And when you press up, like we talked about overhead things before, make sure that you're not doing this. Make sure if you are, you squeeze your butt, tilt your hips, so you get rid of that arch, okay? Traveling swings. So ideally you would have a kettlebell, but I know a lot of us don't. So this one, instead of doing our regular swing that looks something like this, when you come up, your legs are gonna be closed, okay? So when you step out to the side is when you go between the legs. When you come up is when you close. Then you go to the other side. Open in between, up and close. Open in between, up and close, okay? So that is your traveling swing. So it's a little bit more squatty than a normal swing would be because you are stepping out to the side instead of just being in place. So it makes it a little bit more of a squat motion with your butt going a little bit more down than it is back. Normally our swing is our hinge, which goes like this. So if you were standing in place doing a swing, it would look like this, okay? So notice my butt is really high, really far away from my ankles. My back is straight. That's your normal hinge. When we do our traveling swings, you're gonna get a little bit more of a squat. Although my butt's still really far away, I'm gonna have a little bit more of that squat motion because I'm moving side to side. So that's just kind of what happens when you do that. But those are fun. It might take you a second to like get it right, but they're fun. Alternating reverse lunge with a curl. So this is our reverse lunge, which looks like this. We're doing alternating lunges, and we're just adding a bicep curl. You can do hammer curl or a regular curl, it doesn't matter. So hammer curl would look like this. So you curl when you kneel, and you're alternating, or you can just do regular bicep curl, which is where your palms are facing you. That's up to you. So about this one, the only thing to remember is when you're stepping back, you want railroad, not tightrope. You want to see both your feet. And when you sink down, you shouldn't be hunching down. You should have your back fairly upright. And last, we have hip touches. So these are in plank position, elbow plank position. It might be hard to see because I have my sweatshirt on. But what you're doing is you're just letting your hips fall to one side, returning to your plank, let them fall to the other side, return to plank, okay? So you're up on your toes, you're in your elbow plank, and you're gonna let your hips fall to the right, back up, fall to the left, back up, fall up, fall up, fall up, fall up. So you don't have to be too concerned if your hip is actually touching the floor or not, but if you can go that far, you want to. So what you're doing is when you dip this hip, but your body's staying like this, you're getting the side, so you're getting that twist. So if you don't feel that twist, you need to go farther, okay? And that is Tuesday the 16th.